Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take 8 panels. So 6, 7. We're gonna take 8 and 9. We're gonna take 10 and 11. Here we go. And we're gonna take 12 and 13. Okay, now we take the glass. Peel off the tape. So now for all the panels, we're gonna put the screws in. So 1 on each side and 2 in the middle. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. We're also gonna install the glass. Make sure you don't mix up the panels. Here we go, and last panel. Again, we have 2 screws on the end, and then we have 2 in the middle with wooden pegs as well. Okay guys, now we take 14, 15, 16, and 17. We're gonna install the glass with 6 small screws on each two pairs, and then we're gonna install these little guys. They're gonna be secured by 2 screws as well. There we go. Now we're gonna install the legs. Make sure that you don't mix up the screws. So there's these ones, they're gonna be the largest ones. And then we'll have the middle ones. This is the small ones. So you need to use the middle size screws. And there's gonna be 5 legs all together. There's pre-cut hole for them, so it should be pretty easy to figure out. There we go. This is the number 2 panel, the bottom. So this is going to be the very bottom. Now we take the bottom piece where we just installed the legs. We're going to flip it over. And we're going to install the screws with small wooden pegs. Here we go. Now, do you remember panels number 10, 11? And then 12 and 13. So what we're gonna do is, these are the panels that we assembled first in the when the video started. So we're gonna take them, we're gonna flip it over. So again, this is panel 10 and 11. And again, pay very close attention. So again, they were like that. We're gonna flip them over. And on the back, we're gonna install the screws, the wooden pegs, and the track for the drawers. We're gonna do the same thing. So again, this is how it was when we first installed them. Let me show you the panel number. So it's 12 and 13. We're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna install the screws, the pegs, and the tracks for the drawers. Make sure you don't mix up the direction of the track as well. Just make sure the wheel is down and this flat part is facing up. Same goes for this one. So the wheel has to be down, and then the flat part is going to be facing up. Now it's a crucial step. Don't mix anything up, because if you mix it up, you have to dismantle the whole thing. We're going to take panel number 5, then we're going to slide it onto the screws and the wooden peg. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure, because don't forget you have the glass in the middle, right? So if you apply too much pressure, it might crack. So this is panel 12 and 13. Again, don't mix up the sides. The tracks have to be on the inside now. And I can't stress this enough. Don't forget, there is glass in the middle, and it's secured by the screws. So if you apply too much pressure, or if you bend it too hard, it might crack. So it's very important to keep an eye out on how much pressure you guys apply. Okay. So now it's going to be one of the most complicated parts. So we have this one set up from the previous clip. Now we're going to take number 6 and 7. This is one of the first panels that we put together. So this is 6 and 7 put together. We're going to take number 4. So this one is going to go in the middle. Again, that's panel number 4. We're going to install it. Again, I can't stress this enough. You have to be careful with the glass. So again, it's panel number 6 and 7 connected with the glass. Okay, now this is panel number 3. So this is going to be the back panel. When you put it on, you just have to make sure that the holes for the round locks are on the inside. Also, just a side note, these screws, they have very long threads, so they're adjustable, so you can control how far they go in or how far they stick out. So if you can't, for some reason, secure the locks, you can easily just unscrew these screws just a little bit. This way there's more sticking out, and you can easily lock them in. Because sometimes the round lock might be slipping, so just wanted to share a trick with you. Okay, now we're gonna slide this whole thing if you put it to the side. There we go. Now we're going to take the locks and lock them in. Okay, let's repeat. So again, it's panel 6 and 7, one of the first panel we assembled. We're going to put panel number 4. It's going to be one of the shelves. And then we're going to take panel number 3. That's going to be the back of the TV stand. And then we secure them with the locks. Now we're taking panels number 8 and 9. So again, these are one of the first panels that we put together and connected by the glass. We're going to take panel number 4, and it's very important that you make sure these holes are facing down. So don't mix up this panel, and don't make sure it's not flipped over, because these holes are pre-cut for the LED lights. Same goes for the back panel. This is panel number 3. So panel number 3, when you install it, you have to make sure this little pre-cut hole, it's for the wires, it's on the it's facing down. So when you're assembling, and when you're putting panel number 3 and number 4 onto 8 and 9, you have to be careful with the glass. Again, I can't stress this enough. Once it's cracked, it's gone. We're gonna connect them now. Now we're gonna install the LED lights. Make sure you install it before you put the bottom on it. So the LED lights, they're gonna be secured with 2 little brackets, and make sure the wire is facing that way. We're gonna do the same thing for this one. Again, 2 little brackets. They're gonna come in a set, and then make sure the wire is facing that way. Now remember the bottom piece with the legs on it. So what we're gonna do, once the LED is installed, we're gonna put it on the main part of the stand. Again, make sure when you're arranging everything, so you have 4 pieces of glass, right? And they're secured by screws. So make sure you don't, bend it too hard, because it just might crack. Now we have to assemble the drawer. We're gonna take panel number 19, 20, 21, and then 22. We're gonna install the screws. Make sure the slits on all 3 panels matching. Now we're gonna take the long screws. Remember when I showed you the 3 different kinds? Now it's time for the long ones. There we go. And we're gonna put 2 on each side. And we're done, almost done. Now for the same drawer, we're gonna install the tracks. We're gonna take the track. The wheel has to be on the side. Now we take panel number 18, right there. It's the high gloss panel, and we're gonna install these little guys. There you go. They're gonna be secured by 2 screws on each side. Now we're gonna work on the top panel. So the top panel, the high gloss, is gonna be on the bottom. Just make sure you put something, maybe like a carpet or something underneath. This way the surface won't get scratched. We're gonna install the screws. We're gonna install the wooden pegs, same as we did with the bottom panel. Now we're gonna install the push mechanism. Okay, so this is the tricky part, because if you install it incorrectly, then it's very difficult to get it off. So make sure that it's facing that way, and this little guy is at the front. because the way we're gonna install this is we're gonna slide it underneath and we're gonna clip it in. Just in case, if you mix it up and you install it the wrong way and for some reason you need to get it off, the only way to do it is to grab a screwdriver, pry it out just a little bit, and then pull it out with your other hand. But if you pry it out too hard, it might crack. So just be very careful. I'm just gonna show it to you once how to do it. There we go. That's how it gets off. But again, pay very close attention which way it's facing. It has to be facing out because it's going to be opening the door. Same goes for this one. There we go. Has to be same level with the edge. Now for the doors, we're going to install the magnets. They're going to go in the top right and left corner respectively. Okay, so this is the top panel and the doors. Okay guys, we're almost done. So now is one of the last steps. We're going to install the top panel onto the body of the TV stand. Make sure the push mechanisms are facing this way. We're going to align all the screws and push it in. Now we're going to install this this drawer cover. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the screws in, but we're only gonna put them in halfway. Don't put them in all the way. The reason being is because we have to adjust where the drawer is gonna, where the door is gonna be. So we're only gonna put them halfway. Now we have to make sure that we align the edges to the to maybe like a little bit just under the half the length of this board. Make sure that both sides are the same, meaning they're sticking out only that much. Because otherwise, these doors that we're going to install later on, they won't close properly. So you have to make sure that these ones, they are aligned properly. So the edge, both edges, actually have to be aligned identically. Just a half. And don't peel the tape off yet. We're going to do it after the installation. Okay, so once you installed it, there's another trick. So you see how it's not aligned with the edge? Reason being is because this mechanism, you can adjust how far it's going to be sticking out. So we're going to take the top screw and we're going to screw it in. You see now? Once the screw is screwed in, now it's perfect. Now we have to do the exactly same thing for the other half side. We're gonna take the top screw and we're gonna twist it in. Once it's twisted in, we're gonna check if it's aligned with the edge. This side is aligning with the edge perfectly. That side is not, so we're gonna make a few more turns. Now, look at that. Perfect alignment. So you have to play around with that little mechanism for a little bit, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Just make sure that you properly align the sides, because that's gonna decide if these doors gonna close in properly. Then once you do that, you have to align again. It's the top screw on this mechanism to make sure that the drawer is aligned with the top shelf. Okay, guys, this is gonna be the most difficult mechanism you'll have to assemble tonight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little thing and we're gonna secure it with 2 screws. Make sure you put this in the right way. Now we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna install it onto the drawer's door that we put in previously. This is the way it's supposed to be installed. Okay. So now we have 4 washers and 2 bolts. It's supposed to have a washer on each side. So 1 plastic washer, sorry, 2 plastic washers on each side. Okay, again, let me show you. So first washer, second washer. So 2 plastic washers on each side, secured with a bolt. Again, washer, washer. So nothing too complicated. You just have to make sure that you install it the right way, because it's very easy to mix up. Once he assembles it, I'm gonna try to do a walkthrough of which way it's supposed to facing. Okay, so let's do this again. So first thing we do, we're gonna install this little guy. Then we're gonna install this guy. Again, you see how this is facing, it's on the right hand side. Now, for this mechanism, I would use as a reference this little keyhole for the Allen key. You can loosen it up this way. No, it's gonna be a smoother, a more smooth close. Then you can also probably use this square little guy as a reference which way it's supposed to be facing. So this one has to be on the one that's facing down. Okay, let me just do this again. Again, the hole for the Allen key is supposed to be facing inside. That's supposed to be facing down. Then we have a smooth close. Okay, so once you install these doors, you have to make sure you level them. So leveling them takes a little bit of logic. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna install them, or secure them with 2 screws. When you're securing them, you just have to make sure that this is at a perfect level. Once that's installed, so what I would recommend is that actually put just 1 screw in on top and then 1 screw on the bottom. Make sure it's perfect level. If it is, then you're gonna install the 2nd screw on both top and bottom. Once that is installed, most likely it won't close properly. And the reason being is because this mechanism, it has not been adjusted. What you're going to do is you're going to unscrew this little screw just a little bit, not all the way. You're gonna do the same thing for the bottom, and then you're gonna take the door, you're gonna push it in. So basically what it does, it slides along this little slit. It slides left and right. What you need to do is unscrew it, push it in, then screw it back in. Once that's done, most likely it's gonna close properly, but it might be up or down in relation to the magnet. So then what you have to do, you're gonna take a screwdriver and you're gonna screw this screw in a little bit. Same goes for the bottom one. You're gonna push it in. Once you push it in, it's gonna push the door out. So you do have to play around a little bit with this mechanism, but you know, nothing too complicated. The magnet is adjustable, so what you can do is you can unscrew it just, you know, a little bit, and then it's gonna align perfectly with the metal panel. Also with this metal thing to you know, to catch the magnet. Then you can open it with one push. There we go. Same's gonna go for this one. So you're gonna put one screw in on both top and the bottom. Once it's at perfect level with the top, you're gonna put the second screw on top and the bottom. Once that's done, we're gonna unscrew this screw. We're gonna push the door in, screw it in. Same goes for the bottom one. Then we're gonna do a couple of turns and twists for this guy. So the first screw, that's gonna basically push the door out a little bit. Once that's done, we're gonna take the drawer that we assembled, and we're gonna slide it in. There we go. We're gonna close the drawer. And then we're gonna take the tape off. Okay guys, we're almost done. So now we're gonna just feed the wires, the LED wires, through the back holes. We're gonna take the controller, and the signal receiver. We're gonna make sure it's connected arrow to arrow. And then voila, we got our TV stand. We're gonna take the plastic out, and then when you work the remote, just gonna point at the receiver. And then we got on, off. We can have different shades, colors. There we go. Congrats on assembly. Okay, finishing touches. We're just gonna cover the holes. Pretty self-explanatory. Every hole you see, just gonna take a little white circle. Gonna stick it on, and we're done. Once again, congrats on the assembly.